Imagine, for a moment, that somewhere alongside this life, there is another version of you, living a parallel reality, only a breath away from your own, quietly watching every choice you make. And imagine that this other you has been trying to reach you, trying to send a message across the thin space between you. Another you, sending a sign. This may sound like the stuff of science fiction, but it points at something surprisingly real. Quantum physics tells us that before it is observed, a particle does not hold a single state. It rests in a superposition, every possibility at once. The many worlds interpretation follows this thread to its end. Every outcome that can happen, happens, each one branching into a reality of its own. And so, there may be countless versions of you, one born at every fork you have ever faced. I am large. I contain multitudes. These other lives are not sealed away from you. A quiet thread still runs between them and you, and along it come the signs. Have you ever stepped into a moment that felt strangely, impossibly familiar, as though you had lived it once before? That flicker of the already lived. For an instant, the wall between realities grows thin, and you glimpse something another version of you has already lived. Then, there are the coincidences too precise to feel like chance. The same number, the same symbol, the same word, arriving again and again. A meaningful coincidence, quietly speaking to you. Carl Jung gave these meaningful coincidences a name, and saw in them a pattern that cause and effect alone could not explain. We cannot imagine events that are connected non-causally and are capable of a non-causal explanation, but that does not mean that such events do not exist. Some signs arrive while you sleep, a dream so vivid it stays with you, of a life that is not quite this one, yet aches with familiarity. A window, not only a mirror. In dreams, and especially in lucid ones, the borders loosen, and you may wander a while through a reality that runs beside your own. Sometimes it comes as a sudden strangeness. You are in a familiar room, and yet for a moment, nothing quite fits, as if you had slipped a half step out of time, and some part of you remembered belonging somewhere else. And there is the inner voice, that quiet knowing that pulls you towards something long before reason can explain why. The knowing beneath the noise. It can feel like a message from a you who has already walked the road ahead, turning back to say, this way. At times, the change arrives without warning, a new habit, a new longing, an interest that seems to come from nowhere, as though a version of you who already lives this way had leaned close and let a little of that life pass into yours. And here is the quiet secret beneath all of it. The other you is not truly elsewhere. Every reality you could still step into is already folded inside the choices in front of you now. So when the sign comes, listen. These signs are not random noise. They are a door left ajar between who you are and who you might still become. So the next time that jolt of familiarity moves through you, or the same quiet sign appears once more, pause and pay attention. Somewhere, another you is reaching across the stillness, and the message has always been the same. You are more than this single life. You are the whole unfolding field of what you could still be. And when you are ready, if these words met you kindly, you are warmly invited to subscribe. Stay open to the signs. Somewhere, a truer version of you is already awake and already reaching